Whew, there you go. So detail the importance of checks and balances within our government. Describe a few examples of checks and balances that each branch holds over the other two. There we go. So you can use your activity to help you if you'd like. Just went over this yesterday. They went to the bathroom.
I did. I forgot this in the gym.
We're gonna bell ring. I'll give you another minute to finish up here and we'll move on. All right, so let's go over this real quick. So checks and balances. So why is it important? Why is it important? What do we have? Manny, go ahead. Yeah, good job. To make sure that the branches of government, okay, not one branch becomes too strong or stronger than the other. Good job. Good job. So what examples do we have that we have a branch maybe keeping another in check? Go ahead, Tanner.
The legislative branch can impeach both judges, judicial branch, and the president.
Yeah, good job. Good job. So the legislative branch and they can impeach judges of the Supreme Court, of the judicial branch, and the president, the executive. Good job. Good job. So these representatives, Congress, okay, from the House and Senate, they would vote whether or not, if let's say these people holding these positions are doing a just job or not. Good job. All right, what's another example? Go ahead, Rem. Okay, good job. So a law that, let's say, the legislative branch creates, okay, through the House and Senate, the executive branch, they can veto it. Good. What does that mean? Rem, what does that mean?
Like if he doesn't agree with it, he can.
Okay, so if he doesn't agree with the law, he can maybe ask to make changes to it. Okay, just overall get rid of it. And the legislative branch can do what in return to that? Can they override his veto? Yeah, good job. Good job. All right, what's another example? Sarah?
Make laws that take away our freedoms and that can by presidential acts and constitution.
Awesome. Yeah, good job. Good job. So judicial branch, they can review over the laws that the legislative branch creates, see if they're unconstitutional or not. Good job. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking a little bit about today. And moving on here with the Constitution, the creation of it, the Supremacy Clause, right? And how the Constitution, whenever a state makes a law, creates a law, whatever have you, if it goes against the workings of the Constitution, right, or if in challenge of the Constitution is the law of the land. It reigns supreme. All right, anything else we can add to that? Brock, you have anything else? No? Okay, all right. So that's pretty much a lot of them that we talked about yesterday and that you read about. And that's how these branches kind of all work together. Okay, making sure that one branch doesn't become too strong. We have the checks to keep them in order. All right, good. So terms for today, I only have one for you. I have one. And I'll get you working on your activity. All right, so we have preamble. There you go. Preamble. All right, so what do we got? Preamble. What is it? What is it? What do we have here? Sarah, go ahead.
The preamble is an introduction to the document that clearly describes the document.
All right, yeah, good job. So it's an introduction, right? Good job. So we're going to talk about the preamble a little bit today, and I want to just briefly go over the 7 articles of the Constitution, and I'll have you work on an assignment, just really going over the structure of the Constitution. So, real quick, the preamble.
The translated version.
Oh, okay, thank you. So the preamble, again, the introduction, and you guys will read about the 6 goals of the preamble with this activity. Okay, and you'll refer to the book. You can use a textbook if you like. Okay, if you're in here, I advise you just use a textbook, but if you want to, you can use the online textbook as well. It's on Canvas. If you're going to take the assignment home, obviously you can use the online textbook. So the 6 goals preamble. Okay, you'll write about that, but it's the introduction. Okay, it's the introduction of the Constitution, and then Article 1 is established. The founding fathers decided, well, we need to make sure that we can focus on the strongest branch of the government. I know there's checks and balances. I know there is a separation of powers. But at the same time, if you have to make a guess, the legislative branch is the strongest branch of the government because that's the elected officials that people choose from each state. Okay, that's the decision making that the people have when electing these elected officials. And we already kind of talked about it when you're looking at the checks and balances. A lot of the powers do hold within the legislative branch. Yeah, the judicial branch can deem many laws created by the legislative branch unconstitutional. Yes, the executive branch can veto laws, but at the same time, the legislative branch can override that veto. So if they're not in the same mindset as, let's say, the president, they can override his veto. I do have a simulation of that. Maybe we'll do that Friday of really how a bill becomes a law, and I'll act like the president and maybe throw some wrenches in the veto some of these bills that you may create. So we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll have some time to do that. That'd be great. Article 2, the executive branch. So when creating the Constitution, the founding fathers thought, well, we need to make sure we have a figurehead. We need to make sure we have someone that we can look towards, let's say in a conflict or a crisis, right? And that can guide us through some of these situations, like a president, okay? Again, with the Articles of Confederation, founding fathers thought, well, let's just try to refer away from having a president, okay, having a monarch-like figure. But in all reality, with the failures of the Articles of Confederation and the rebellions that were occurring over taxes, we needed someone to stand strong and someone to look forward to in times of need. And with the executive branch, that was established at this time. All right, foreign diplomacy wouldn't be really talked about too much with the creation of the Constitution at that time and the origins of America, because many of the founding fathers, like George Washington, believed that the United States should stay out of worldly conflicts, stay out of issues that are occurring on in Europe. Okay, that will be our demise if we get involved in these worldly issues. We need to just stay focused on ourselves, stay isolated. And the oceans allow us to do that, our greatest defense. But executive branch in modern history, since World War I really, and even before that with the Spanish-American War, the United States needed to get involved in this global, I guess you say, atmosphere. Okay, get involved at the worldly level, with trade. Okay, the only way to survive in that time, as we're moving forward, and even today's world, with trade, okay, expanding our sphere of influence, and really trying to promote democracy after World War II, promote capitalism, free market. Okay. So with your history classes, you'll obviously focus more about the executive branch and decisions being made at the global level a little bit more than just in this class. Judicial branch. So we all know the Articles of Confederation, they didn't have a national court. Okay, so it was vital that the founding fathers created a court system, a national court. So the judicial branch is created. And one of the principles I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, is judicial review. Okay, so you want to refer back to your notes when we talked about the principles of the Constitution. Judicial review is one that you should probably throw in. All right, so judicial branch created. Article 4 here, relations among the states. So interstate commerce, okay? Making sure that the states all kind of flow together with their constitutions. Yeah, they can be different in certain cases. We all know states have different environments, different issues that they might be presented with. But at the same time, they need to align with the national government, okay? They need to align with the Constitution created at the national level. So the relations among the states have all gotten together and respecting one another when it comes to disputes amongst each other. Okay, we can't have these states really going at it with each other or having any type of cutthroat competition like we saw before with the Articles of Confederation. And looking at today's world, yeah, there's still a lot of disagreements with states. Okay, that's for sure. When you look at the political makeup of certain states, right? When you look at, let's say, Texas and Florida compared to California and New York, right? There's a lot of competitive nature there, but it's not to the point where they're trying to, I guess, say, discourage the other one or try to eliminate the other one. It's not like they're acting against one another. All right, Article 5, amending the Constitution. Okay, so amending the Constitution. We'll talk about the amendments here soon. Okay, and you'll read about some with this activity. And I think it's just the 10, the Bill of Rights, and then obviously we'll talk about more of the other ones a little bit later. I do have a quiz on the amendments, so just to let you know, that is coming soon, probably next week. All right, so Article 6, Supremacy Clause. All right, so when referring back to the Constitution, right, and if any law is created and goes against that Constitution, we refer back to it. Right, it's the supreme law of the land. That's what the Supremacy Clause means. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Any law created that might conflict with the Constitution, well, forget about it. Even at the state level, we look at the national level of the Constitution as that supreme law. All right, and finally, Article 7, ratification of the Constitution. We all know all the states ratified it. Delaware was the first, and we know Rhode Island was the last. Okay, so is there any questions, guys? We'll talk about eventually how territories become states, and that happened over a process of time in different ways. Okay, most recent, Alaska and Hawaii, and pretty much right after World War II, again, territories becoming states, and then beforehand, when we're just expanding our frontier, purchasing a bunch of territory land, really during Jefferson's presidency, and how a lot of these territories just became states, and the conflict with slave and free, okay, building up to that Civil War. All right, is there any questions on the 7 articles of the Constitution? You guys good with that? So I'm going to assign the activity for today. Matt, and I'll keep this up for you. I'll write these 7 articles down, and then I'm going to post the assignment for today. You can refer to your book. I don't have it due tomorrow, but I have it due Thursday, just because it's a longer activity. I'll give you time tomorrow to work on it in class as well. I'll leave that up for you, Madden. And then I'm going to sign this for you right now. All right, there you go. Structure of the U.S. Constitution. Oh, sorry, man. I'll go back. I hit on freeze. There you go. So here's the activity. Man, I'll come right back to that. I just want to show the activity for now. Oh, perfect. There you go. All right, so here's the activity. Again, preamble, 6 goals of it. I'll fill that out. You'll see that on page 63 to 67. It's in chapter 3 of your textbook. They should be attached on the title page of the module. So right at chapter 3 module, you'll see the title page, the reading, the link to the readings, the chapters right there. If not, you can just use a textbook. I think everybody has one underneath their desk. That's fine too. You might have to refer to the handbook then in the back. There's a reference handbook of the Constitution. I believe it starts at page 774. Okay, so you might have to flip to that to help you with this as well. And here's the articles, 7 articles we just talked about. So you can probably figure out some of those just from the notes that we went over just not too long ago. And then here's the amendments. So 10 amendments. Bill of Rights, okay? And then here's a little bit more information that's stated in here in the Constitution. All right, there you go. There you go. Like I said, expect an amendment quiz in the near future. I'm thinking next week we'll have a quiz on the amendments, and this is a great resource to help you with that quiz. You guys got it? Sarah, you good? Man? Okay. All righty. No, you're good. I didn't know if you had a question on anything or not.